Welcome everyone. Hope you all are doing fine. Now, let us start. The first novel we have. The book, Life Hunter, is about a legendary man named Remain Blade who is feared by all. An old god tells him he has been killed by mistake and offers him a chance to start a new life with a younger body in a place where fantasies are reality. The story follows the most legendary human, who people call the Kind Demon. The reviewer gave it a rating of 82. On to the next novel we have. Doomsday Wonderland is a novel about a woman named Lin Sanju who realizes her boyfriend is trying to kill her as the world devolves into an apocalyptic hellhole. She must survive multiple worlds with different end-world scenarios and meet superpowered crazies. The novel subverts tropes and features non-op characters with a female-friendly label. Humans evolved into post-humans with abilities to adapt to the new world or mutate into duolojongs to survive. Lin Sanju struggles to make sense of this new world and just live one more day. On to the next novel we have. The Reincarnator's Tavern is a crossover fanfiction that incorporates various popular franchises and power systems. The story is set in a unique tavern and follows the adventures of reincarnated characters from different worlds. It contains elements of jump chains and D&D and includes 3 chapters. The author's rating for the story is 88. On to the next novel we have. The book titled Beware of Chicken is about a character named Jin Ru who wished to become a cultivator but dies and is reincarnated. The protagonist decides to avoid the challenges of cultivating and fight against arrogant young masters and heavenly tribulations, choosing instead to leave the situation altogether. The book receives a rating of 84. On to the next novel we have. The novel, Back to the Sixties, is about a woman named Lin Ching-hee who transmigrates into a non-viable 1960s era and becomes one of its cannon fodders. She is not worried about the lack of supplies since she has a personal interspatial space filled with supplies. However, she remembers that her 3 sons will become villains in the future and their upright and cold dad will meet an unfortunate ending. Lin Ching-hee decides to give the 3 future villain sons half of a big white bun first. On to the next novel we have. Title: Since the Red Moon Appeared. My rating, 86. Description: the appearance of the red moon caused everyone in the world to go crazy, except for the narrator. On to the next novel we have. The story follows Su Ran, a transmigrated music prodigy who becomes a villainous female supporting character in a book. She takes over the original owner's pitiful life in poverty, and gains an instant son who will turn into a twisted, evil villain in 10 years. Su Ran tries to persuade her son to not become too outstanding to avoid being killed, but he wants to go into business to support her. Su Ran also offers to teach him music to become a zen, little fairy boy who only needs to drink dew. The book has already completed its main story arc, and the son's appearance as a villain will be in one of the extra chapters where he picks on the male and female leads' children. On to the next novel we have. The game is called My Iyashikei Game and has received a rating of 88. It is likened to My House of Horrors, but with a better integration of horror and real-life setting. The reviewer hopes that the quality of the game remains consistent over time. On to the next novel we have. The title of the story is Past Life Returner, and the overall rating is 88. The story follows a character who goes back to February 28, 1985, their birth date, and decides to seize all the money and dungeons in the world while it is still peaceful. All stats will be reset. On to the next novel we have. The title of the story is Nero, the Legendary Hunter, and it is rated 80. Nero is an orphan boy who ends up in the body of a girl named Zero in a human mutation laboratory. After Zero dies, something takes control of her body and Nero wakes up inside her as a beautiful winged woman. On to the next novel we have. The novel, Ascension Through Skills, follows Kong Taizan, the strongest easy mode player who is given a chance to choose again after regretting his choice. The story takes place in a labyrinth that has swallowed humanity and offers 4 choices for survival: easy, normal, hard, and solo mode. The novel has been rated 82. On to the next novel we have. The story is about a character who hunts down protagonists in different worlds to absorb their abilities. The synopsis lists the various heroic deeds of one protagonist before revealing that the character has killed them. The story seems to involve murder and violence. The rating is 82. On to the next novel we have. The title is Stop, Friendly Fire, and my rating for it is 86. It's about an empire turned into the land of the undead, and God summons heroes, including an ordinary earthling named Li Xin-Wu, to help purify and bring hope to the empire. However, Li Xin-Wu is also undead. On to the next novel we have. The Imposter System is a story about Matt, who wakes up in an unfamiliar world and is controlled by a parasite. He must keep his identity secret to avoid being eliminated, captured, or tortured. The reviewer rated it 82. On to the next novel we have. Ending Maker is a story about two heroes, Kong Jin-ho and Hong Yu-hee, who become reincarnated as characters in a video game. They realize that the game's ending results in the destruction of the human world, so they team up to achieve a perfect happy ending. The story introduces the concept of rotten water, which means someone who has played a game for a long time and mastered everything. On to the next novel we have. The title of the story is Card Room, and the protagonist, Xiao Lu, is reborn in a world where each card represents a secret room with a reward for clearing it. Xiao Lu keeps drawing character cards of famous poets and wonders what kind of escape game he is stuck in. The story is rated 82. On to the next novel we have. The novel, Fire Mage, follows a former underworld assassin named John Browning who attends his friend's wedding only to be betrayed and beaten by his former colleagues. He dies and wakes up in the body of an 18-year-old boy in a world filled with magic and mystic powers. On to the next novel we have. The story is about Liu Yang, a young mage who awakened his powers later and was considered trash by others. On the day of his awakening, he summoned a powerful girl named Liu Sha who became his partner and taught him all the principles of magic, including her most important one: to be frugal when using magic. Liu Yang always used the least amount of magic power possible, and because of this, he has been nicknamed the Frugal Mage. The story is titled Project Mage, the Frugal Mage, and my rating for it is 82. On to the next novel we have. The article is about how polygamy has been abolished and how that has led to the end of incompatible interspecies marriages. The author rates the article 82 and highlights the relief of not having to force oneself to live with a spouse from a different species anymore. On to the next novel we have. The novel, Darius Supreme, follows the story of a billionaire broker named Darius Stone who wakes up in a different world after his death, accompanied by a mysterious voice claiming to be a goddess. In this world filled with magic, Darius sets out to become a supreme and entertain the goddess through his struggles. The novel features a villainous protagonist and a slow-paced storyline for better world building. That's the end of this video. I will see you soon in the next video. Happy reading!